will be live. All right, we're live. Good. Okay. Well, thank you all for being here today. I'm excited to have you part of the DAC. We now are recording, and I appreciate you being here for the 11:30 a.m. Training and update call. We do 3 of these a week, right? Mondays leadership, Wednesdays all agents, and Fridays all agents. And I just want to thank you all. What a great week of recruiting. And as far as the top recruiters for the week, you saw the list posted. What a great group. It was led by Bob Amato, then Mark Buff, and then Ellen Wynn. They were the top 3. And I got to tell you, this week, yesterday and today, so we started yesterday and today. Let me pull up the numbers from just the last 2 days, and we will be posting this. Bob Amato is at number 1 again with 11 right now. Mark Buff, number 2 again right now with 8. And Natasha has 4. Natasha Lawson, welcome to the top 3. And then we have Emerson Anderson with 2, Ellen Wynn with 2, Sean Gray with 2, Joseph Schwartz with 2, Anthony Anderson 2, and then a ton with 1. So great job just in the last 2 days. People have done a great job of adding new agents. And I know all of you are building it the right way. You're not just putting names on a list. You're recruiting teammates who are going to help you grow your business in the future. So many of them should be on this right now for the first time. So this, if you joined in the last week and you're not on this, I hope you're at work. Because if you're not, then you weren't promoted or just didn't value it. And these are the things that you need to stay plugged in. And we're fast moving and things are changing every single day. We've got updates. Every day there's something new. Wade and I talk daily. I talk with the agent support team daily, and we're always modifying some things because it's a fast moving machine right now. And you want to stay up to date on it. So you're not given last Wednesday's information, because last Wednesday's information may no longer be accurate. And that's why it's important that we have leaders who stay plugged in, because they can then get the information out, most recent up-to-date information out to the field. As you can well imagine, all of our services have some impact from what's going on. Any company does. So not always a bad impact, but sometimes the impact is negative. Other times the impact is very positive for us. So right now the demand for our services is higher than ever, right? That's a good thing. So welcome to the family, to the DAC family if you're new, and thank you for going forward with us. I can encourage you, watch the basic training in your Agent Resource Center, watch the onboard training pinned to the top of this post, and watch your Saturday training. It's a 5-hour training. Watch that over and over. That would be my go-to training once I've gone through all the others, and I'd continue to go through that. You could fast forward through areas that you don't need to see again, and you can rewind and watch it again, and that's what I would focus on if I were an agent right now, because those are the things that build the beliefs, and the beliefs create the right mindset. The mindset creates the right activity. The activity creates the right results. All right. So I would encourage you, train up, train up, train up, train up. And I'll say this. I would always say, if I'm not comfortable doing something, it's because I don't believe yet enough. So if you're not actively doing something right now, training is sometimes good to do, because many times that's a measure of belief. So willpower comes from why power. Your reason why creates your will, right? But you know what stops willpower and why power? Belief, doubt. If you doubt something is real, if you doubt something's good for a client, you're not going to share it with them. You're not going to do it just for the money. It takes a very rare personality to go market something they don't believe in. That's salesy. That's scammy. You can't market something you don't believe in. So if you're not marketing it, many times it's because you don't believe enough to promote it. And so your roadblock isn't necessarily in having the personality for it and all these other things that we put out there. What it is usually is it's a belief issue or a doubt being higher than belief. Absence of doubt is belief, right? Now you can believe and have some doubt, even people who have faith, like Christians who have complete faith in Christianity, sometimes they have doubts. that creep into their mind for a few days or a few hours or a few minutes, and then they believe again. So it's all right to have, oh, I don't know if this is good for that client. I don't know if they're going to want this. I don't know. It's okay. The good news is you just don't play judge. You make sure you believe this is good services for people. You make sure we're going to take care of people. You make sure that the payment processing is good for people. You make sure the healthcare is good for people. And what we say, when the banks can't help you, we can. What that means is go to the banks if you can. Banks are better if they'll approve you. Banks are lower price if they'll approve you. It'll be easier to pay back your bank loan if they'll approve you, right? Same with the healthcare. If you've got someone giving you insurance, you don't need to buy our healthcare. But if you have to pay for it, now you should at least be educated on what you're paying for every month for that health insurance. Could be really good, but you're guaranteed to pay more per month, and you're guaranteed to have a deductible. And those two things alone may make it a lot more expensive than our product that has a lower monthly cost and no deductible. So $1 coverage. Now, if you go above a certain amount, insurance might be better, right? But what if you never go above that amount? So you want to know that when insurance becomes better than us. And now we've got the upper end plan. So as you educate yourself on that, you go, I'd be a fool not to use this, or I'd be a fool not to offer this. When you get to the point where I'd be a fool not to, your belief is there. If you don't have that, I'd be a fool not to do this, your belief isn't there yet, or you don't have a strong reason why to do this. So I'd start with that stuff, because a lot of people go week after week after week loving DAC, but not doing anything in DAC. So those are the things that we need to look at as to why we may not be doing. All right. We're going to do another presentation at 1 o'clock today, a daily Zoom. I'm making them shorter and shorter each time. We're finding ways to make them more efficient. If you've got ideas, if you've got things that you say, I think the presentation would be better if, I need to know about them. Email me, tell me. Those are the great things that I can apply and try. And you're seeing it over and over. I'm saying it over and over. I'm looking at what I could do to make it better. I want to communicate the right messages that impact the right way, but you may have more efficient ways of doing things. So please shoot me an email and say, hey, I'd love to see this done, or I'd love to see you talk about this a little bit more. You talk about that growth. I'd love that to be a slide instead of you doing it with your hands. Or I don't think you need to talk so much about this or that or the other, because, to make it more efficient, you're being redundant in this area. I'm completely open to that. All right. We know the effectiveness of a presentation. We know it's effective. That doesn't mean it can't get more effective or more efficient. We can be just as effective in less time. That's far more efficient, right? So, or we can become more effective in the same amount of time. So help me out with that. And I'm going to encourage some of you to start doing the presentation at 1 o'clock too. So if you feel like, hey, I'd love to do that presentation on behalf of the company, I'd like to know who you are, and we'll make sure you understand what we're covering on each slide and why. And some of you I've already mentioned it to, and others I'll mention it to that I haven't yet, that I'd love for you to start doing some presentations on your own, and then I can watch some, and then we get you in the lineup here. All right, producers, of course, who are also practiced up. We're doing the 1 o'clock today. Next Tuesday night, we're doing a business capital update training, because we know there will be a lot of updates for that. We're seeing a lot of, here's the state of affairs right now. We're still funding. We have the minimum requirements of $10,000 is still in place, but most of our providers are requiring $20,000 or more. Just so you know where we're at, just keep submitting them at 10,000. That's not bad information, but most of our providers are requiring 20,000 or more. Most of them are not going to fund in the restaurant space unless they're doing 25 or more. It's just what it is. It's a high risk space right now. It's unfair, maybe. It's part of being a business owners, get it. Here's the reality. As you all know, the SBA loans dried up. There's no more. Doesn't matter if they've already applied. They're not getting it. They're not getting it anytime soon until the government can agree on giving more money to the SBA. And they're trying to add their pork to the bill, and they're trying to get a bunch of things that have nothing to do with this emergency added. And so they're gridlocked. And some of you are my friends. You know, I put a post up when the last bill was coming out. I said, please don't sign it till you remove all that giveaway money that has nothing to do with the crisis, a bunch of grants and treats and different tricks and treats for people that have nothing to do with the emergency. They just pile on billions and hundreds of billions of stuff. So I understand why there's gridlock, because they're trying to jam in things that have nothing to do with it. How about just a bill that says we're going to throw another 300 billion at businesses right now? Done, sign it, done. But when you add 14 other paragraphs and they have nothing to do with it, it sits. So we're not going to get into politics right now, because it's both sides of the aisle are guilty of looking out for their own interests, as we all do. I guess it's probably human nature. But unfortunately, the SBA has no more money. They don't have any more to give. Pay protection loans, done, gone. There is no more. So as much as that's coming, your business owner friends who've already applied, if they've not gotten the money, they're not getting any. And that's most of them. And so they may get it 6 months from now, 6 weeks from now, who knows when. But today there's a fire in the building and they need to put the fire hose on it. That is you. Please be an asset to capitalism right now. Please be a conduit between our money and their need right now. We need you to be active like you've never been active before. Yes, our decline rate is higher. Yes, it's harder to get funding with us now, but we've got it available. No one else can say that. We've got it available. You've got it available. Well, David, what about this? They may not get approved. We get it. But there's a lot. We just had 2 construction companies get pre-approved for over 100 grand just 5 minutes before I got in this call. 2 of them over 100 grand pre-approved in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, not 10 weeks, not 10 pages on an SBA site, 10 flipping minutes. But someone talk to them about it. We need to get our level up, amped up. We need to get our activity level amped up. These business owners are counting on us. They're counting on us. Construction businesses are fueling growth right now. The trucking companies are great companies right now. Construction companies are great companies. If you're going after restaurants, you're probably going to get a super high decline rate. I know I want to help them too. I wish I could just do philanthropic work and just throw hundreds of billions of dollars to restaurant owners. I can't, nor can you. Nor can our providers. You can't just throw money at people and hope they come out of it, because then you lose a bunch of money. So you just can't. You're not going to loan someone money who may not be able to get it back, and you need it back in a certain time, or you go out of business. You can't do that. Nor can our providers. So focus on the industries you can help. And it's sad. Yes, we can help restaurants. We can help them, but all businesses can use our capital, not just restaurants. So please amp up your customer acquisition efforts. We put the text out there. People want to know, what do you text people? We put it out last week. How many of you texted? How many of you emailed? How many business owners have you called? How many business owners have you emailed? That is what we do. If we are a lifeguard and we're not going by the water at all, we're not a lifeguard. We're licensed. I'm a licensed builder. I haven't built a home ever. I'm not a builder. I'm just licensed. You're not a DAC agent unless you're acting like a DAC agent out there on the front lines, offering business capital, offering payment processing, offering healthcare. It's time, guys. We're in the locker room right now. We need you all to go above and beyond to the next level, because we're getting the applications and we're helping people, but we see a lot of our agents aren't. A lot of our agents aren't. And more now than ever, we need that super activity now more than ever. And we've got no better time than right now. So find it in yourself. If you're afraid to talk to business owners, email 100 of them then. Write a private email out. Work full time today just sending an email if you're working from home. Send 50 emails out, 150 emails out, private emails, not one broadcast that doesn't get read or opened. I'm talking about a private subject line with private thought, and take 5 minutes each and type something up and copy and paste that and change the upper sentence in the lower sentence. Email 100 of them, 200 of them. Go find every construction company in your area, whatever you got to do. Trucking companies, small mini markets, local grocery stores. Local grocery stores, they've got a run on them. They're all selling out of everything. Help them out with some funding. Look at our preferred list in our sheet and talk to them. Same with payment processing, same with healthcare. It is just time we amp it up to the next level. Now, That's the initiative for the day. That is the initiative for the day. Now, if you can't handle the reality that we are in a crisis, and during crisis things change. Like, it is harder to get approved with our funding right now. It's a crisis time. That doesn't mean you stop. The application rates are triple too. So funding is going up. Opportunities are going up. You've got opportunities like never before. Recruiting is going up. So I'm not trying to bash anyone. I'm trying to plead with everyone to see your place in this, how you can be a solution to this. So many people want to sit around and criticize the way they're doing this and they're doing that and they're doing this and my governor's doing this and my president's doing this and my congressmen are doing this and my congresswomen. I just did it earlier. Said if they would just get rid of all their crap and put a deal together, they could get money out to the business owners like now. But instead, they got to all be political, right? I'm complaining about it. But I'm also on the front lines right now talking to business owners every single day. I come to this office every day to help recruit, to do these presentations, to make a difference. So I have a right to have some judgment because I see what's going on in the front lines. And so do you. If you're active, if you're out there being a solution, if you're out there being resourceful in how you talk to more businesses. Right now, it's resourceful time. This is a season of resourcefulness. 10 years from now, your kids will look back and say, how did my parents respond during that? Did they sit around and bitch and complain? Or did they sit around and fought and be a solution, right? Did they go to their faith at this time? Did they press in more? Or did they just sit around and worry and fear and pandemonium? Or did they step up and solve? Did they step up and become part of the solution? That's what I am committed to doing. That's the example I'm trying to be. And all of you that are here are too. I know that. So let's get out there and be models of solution, be models of offering, serving, be models of serving instead of models of sitting on our butts watching Netflix. That's not serving. That's not serving. Let's all step it up. If you're going to watch something for 3 hours, watch our training. Watch our training. And again, I'm watching Netflix. There's nothing wrong watching a movie at the end of the day and having some entertainment. You don't work 24/7. But by golly, if I'm an emergency doctor, I'm going to the hospital as much as I can right now to help. And I don't think my buddy who's a doctor behind me, who's literally has to live in his basement because he's isolated from his family, and he hasn't touched his wife or his kids in 1 month now. He hasn't even lived on the same floor with them for 1 month now. He's quarantining himself, and he goes to the hospital every single day to work. And he's a family doctor, but yet he's at the emergency room. Totally out of his element, but he wants to be there. He wants to serve. He can't imagine getting caught up on Ozark right now. He's on the front lines watching people suffer, and he's trying to help them. We're on the front lines watching people with business capital. Let's be on the front lines and get it done. You can do it. You can be a source. You can be the vaccine for working capital disease. You can, but you gotta do that. Doesn't matter if the vaccine's in your bottle. Doesn't matter if you got one of these. Doesn't matter if you know what to text. Doesn't matter if you have an email system in front of you. Doesn't matter if we don't get after it. So you are all, I am all, we can all do more. We're all doing amazing already. We're all part of the solution. But I'm encouraging you all. This is our chance and time to go out there and make a major difference. And you could impact 50 business owners' lives in the next 2 months. You could help 100 business owners in the next 2 months. You could build a team that impacts hundreds of thousands of businesses over the next 10 years, starting from this lightning rod called this plague that's on our country right now, economic and health. And we can help on all of them, on all fronts. Let's get out in front of this. Suicide right now, what they say, 1 out of every 10,000 people being laid off is taking their life. It's a shame. We need to give hope. We need to be brokers of hope. Let's take this up. Domestic abuse is at an all-time high right now. Folks, we need some encouragement. We need all the fun. We need all the joy. We need all the faith. We need all the hope coming from people like you and I who can be transmitters of hope. Go to your Facebook Lives and do some hope. Go to your Facebook Lives and promote your business capital. If I go to your wall and there's not a Facebook post that says, hey guys, I just want to remind you I'm in business capital and there's business owners in need right now, please share this with them. We have access to capital for them and we can help them. Please share my website with them. If you're not doing that, and instead you're posting, how many shoelaces do you see in this picture? I mean, let's be a benefit right now. There's nothing wrong with leisure. I love leisure. I own my own business because I love leisure. I'm addicted to leisure, but I'm addicted to serving more. And I'm encouraging all of you help in that. If you got any questions about anything, Harlequin's got her hand up. Harlequin, I'm going to go to you first. What question have you got, Harlequin?
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get clarification because initially on the recruiting contest, you had said that it started on Wednesday. And I just want to make sure when the actual start is so that we're tracking it.
Yeah, we're tracking it till noon to noon. Now, so the numbers I just gave were from yesterday and today. The ones I said, who's the top 5 for yesterday and today. So last week we counted Wednesday with the last one up until noon. So we pulled the report at noon on the last one, and that's when we cut it off. This one, I pulled the report from yesterday. I haven't looked at Wednesday noon on. So there could be some changes.
Okay.
People recruited after noon. So
Yeah,
say, hey,
I know that.
I recruited some Wednesday night, right?
Yeah, Bob had some, and also Fernando had a couple from Wednesday afternoon. So
yeah, those will be when we pull the report and publish it. It'll actually, we're going to go look at all the Wednesday signups. We'll probably start doing Wednesday to Tuesday and cut it off Tuesday night because it's hard for us to go look at the time of joining. So we'll probably just count this one from Wednesday morning on, and some people had a bunch on Wednesday, and we'll count them again.
okay.
That may be how we end up doing it. But the numbers I gave you were just from Thursday till this morning.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
How you doing, by the way? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Still waiting to hear on my roommate.
I was going to say any updates there, but well, we'll keep her lifted in prayer.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, Harlequin, for everything. Anyone else have a question or clarification or comment? Okay. Give me some comments. Somebody's out there listening. You're going, I just need to say this. I just need to share this. David, you've been on your rant, and I just need to get this off my chest. Or maybe you don't. But if you feel compelled to share, I don't care who you are. If you got something you want to share with everybody, there's a lot of people doing amazing things. Okay, Tom Cotter's got his hand up. Tom, what do we got, Tom? How can we help you? Or how can you help us?
Hey, just wanted to share my experience after Tuesday night of Wade sharing his Facebook ad on the training that we had. So yesterday I'd taken a screenshot of that, and I recreated it and posted an ad on Facebook last night. And within a half hour, had a phone call of somebody that wanted to find out more information, did a 10-15 minute little interview call with her. And then like 5 minutes into your training last night, she jumped on the call and then signed up. So half hour, got one.
The process works.
Yep.
The process works. And now Tom gets all the heavy lifting from here now, because now it's time to onboard and help that person get trained, right?
Yep, that's right.
And here's the good news. Just so you all know, if I onboard someone, I point them to the training, and the training, that sorts whether they're serious or not. If they don't want to watch the training, I don't need to spend an hour on the phone with them anymore. Right. Yeah. So if they're going to watch the training, now I'll answer all the questions. They've dedicated some seriousness, but it's almost like a sorting process for me is you're in for free. We're here to support you. Here's the training. Call me when you're done watching it. And when do you plan to watch it? Because I want to help you succeed. So my heart wants them to win, but let's let them demonstrate by doing a little homework first. And once they've done that, get on the phone. You bet. Anyone else have anything they want to say, share? Sorry, I've got comments turned off. Ellen Wynn. Go ahead, Ellen.
Hey, everyone. How are we doing today? It's a beautiful Friday here in Atlanta. Hey, I wanted to encourage you guys to do the tap rooting in your organization. I've been reaching out to my entire group through some emails, and then that has stirred some conversations with people reaching back out on, hey, I got started a long time ago. They're plugging back into the training. So you never know who you have that might be ready to get back as an active agent. So reach out to your group. They're looking for leadership. I found that more than anything. Some of these, we're doing this recruiting run and talking to a lot of new people coming in, and they're all just super excited that they've got someone to talk to for support, somebody to help answer questions. They talk about these other funding companies out there that, Most of them you have to pay to be a part of the program. I had one the other day. They had a beautiful website, caught my attention, and I'm going, what are these guys doing? I watched it. Down at the end, it was $997 to get started to learn how to do their funding and how to help business owners get working capital, right? They were just selling the program. But these new recruits that we've got coming on are super excited because of the training that we have in place. They're super impressed with you, David Rutz, and the integrity that you exude, the realness that you exude in your training. And, you know, we're just real fortunate to be aligned with you in this company. But leaders, go out there and talk with people in your team and keep communicating, because that's building that long-term relationship with folks that can be here for the long haul and can help reach the masses as we're moving forward, building teams and helping business owners. So thanks.
Ellen, thank you so much for the kind words and for your leadership. You're a tremendous leader, done very well in your own home-based business and your own traditional business. So I just appreciate your leadership and your involvement with the company. You know, Ellen mentioned taprooting down through your organization. Some of you don't know how to find your organizations, right? You maybe aren't even aware of it. So write down these steps. We've got a training on this somewhere, but I'm just going to tell you real quick. You go to the David Allen Capital Agent Resource Center. So once you're in the Agent Resource Center, you scroll down. And as you scroll down in the Agent Resource Center, you're going to find a link. It's under the Agent Support and Calendar of Events. So Agent Support and Calendar of Events. So right above the Zoom events, you're going to see a link that says DAC/Longevity Back Office Login. Back Office Login. The back office login, that's logging you into Longevity. The main reason we partner with Longevity is for their backbone of database, which allows you to have hierarchy reports and download organization reports, and also because they had over 100,000 active representatives, 2 million who've joined, but 100,000 active, literally selling product every single month or buying product every month. And we wanted them to have access to marketing DAC. And Longevity wanted our business services available to all of them to market, right? So it's been a very successful match. But in part of doing that, our residual payout comes from Longevity, right? We're partnered with them. So you can go into your Longevity back office. It's branded for nutrition. It is a nutrition-based company or consumer product company. They've got a ton of consumer products, over 1,000 of them, in fact, from hand sanitizer to coffee to CBD to meal replacement shakes to antioxidants to this vitamin that I just took before we started to Wade Cordell's beta-glucan product that he attributes his life-saving cancer survival from. Less than 5% chance of surviving. 10 years later, he's still here. He's a firm believer in that beta-glucan product, Restart Your Life product. I've got a product, an antioxidant juice called Z Radical that we formulated in my last company, Escape, that still, say my last, like we still own it, still partnered with Longevity, Escape of Longevity. Z Radical, a great juice. 1 ounce a day juice concentrate. It's amazing. So great company, a lot of great stuff. DAC's residual plan pays through Longevity, and it also tracks your organization. So when you click on DAC Longevity back office, you then sign in with your ID number and password. So your DAC ID number and your password will log you in. Once you're in there, you're going to see all kinds of things you can do. But what you want to pay close attention to is your genealogy. Genealogy, if you click on genealogy, now you can pull your whole report. You can do even advanced genealogy and sort on agents who started in the last week in case you want to call them and give them a welcome letter. So if I'm full-time in the field, what I'm doing is I'm pulling my report daily or every other day, and I'm calling everyone. I don't care if they're 20 levels down, 17 levels down. Hi, my name is David Rutz. I'm just reaching out, welcoming you to the family. I want you to know who I am, know my name and number. If you ever need anything, I'm here to help you. Who are you? Or you're working with Lisa, because you see on the report, Lisa's really committed and dedicated to the company. You got a great teammate there. So, hey, if I can help you with anything, if you ever have a client or an agent who has some questions, I'm in your team, and I'm glad to have you part of the family. Have you been through the training yet? So it's a real quick intro. You can do that every day to Taproot. That's what Ellen's talking about going through your team. Our compensation plan pays you. It doesn't matter if they're on your 30th level. If they get a funded client, it trickles up through you, between you and them. It depends on how many people have gotten clients. But you're building, we call it building the fire from the bottom up. you laid some heat down here, and everyone in between you and them gets more active because their team's active, right? And consumer services, we're going to be talking more and more about consumer services. We got a few more launching. Why? Well, you've heard our vision in the past. We haven't talked about it much because we've held off launching these consumer services. But the bottom line is we're adding thousands of agents. Many of them are going to get business clients, but as a percentage, it's small. As a percentage, maybe only 10 to 20% of the agents will actually get business clients. So what about the other 80%? Of those 80%, about 50 of them would get consumer services clients. That's a lot of revenue being left on the table right now that we're not maximizing because we're not promoting our consumer services. But when you have last week, 351 agents joined, that's 350 agents. Maybe that becomes 70 business clients, but that could be about 2,000 consumer services if we were promoting our consumer services. So the average representative will introduce 3 consumer services, the average rep, and because, one may introduce 10, but the average rep will only introduce about 0.13 business services. So that means you need 10 representatives to get 1.3 service customers. So it's about 13% sign up. So you got 300% or 13%. Now the business services pay much bigger. So if you get 10 agents, you should get 1.3 clients, right? But if you get 10 agents with consumer service being promoted, you should have 30 clients. The 1.3 will pay more than the 30, but over time, these residual consumer services get to the point where it can be life-changing. So we understand this. We've marketed consumer services for 20 years. We understand which ones are going to market, which ones won't, what the retention rate is. We don't want to launch anything that's going to waste your time promoting because the service is going to go away or they're going to disappear. But we also know as you're building your team, even if you're focused on business services, if you build a network of 5,000, 550, or 50,000 agents, having consumer services will triple your income than just business services, even if you never focus on selling them. So we understand that, and we've got some consumer services now. If you don't know about them, DAC Protect. DAC Protect. We've got a service that beats LifeLock at a lower price. We got a service that beats Geek Squad at a lower price, and we got a roadside assistant, and we got a bundle of all 3 of them. So check that out. All right, we got a couple questions. So that's how you get your hierarchy report. Thank you for mentioning that, Ellen. A couple other comments. Let's go with Thais Edmonds. I'm going to unmute you here, Thais. Sorry, I don't have my readers on. I hope I'm saying your name right.
You are Thais.
Oh, Thais, I love it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I just joined last night, so I went through the website now, just trying to figure out so much information. But then I think on the resource center, as you scroll down all of those different, I think there are a bunch of links to videos. I saw that after I had sent an email to support. So I should be watching those in order before I actually, because I'm trying to figure out what is this a turnkey? Should we be doing it, or are we, I'm trying to figure out how to actually get started.
Okay.
And I'm focusing on the business end and not the consumer end right
sure.
now.
Thais, did you already get your welcome letter?
Welcome letter.
When you joined last night, you get a welcome letter emailed to you.
I'll tell you what I got. I got 2 emails, and let's see. One says, welcome to David. Yep, welcome aboard. Yes.
Okay. So that one, what you want to do is read all that. That's got all your websites.
I did. I read all that. I went to all the different links.
Good. Did you watch those trainings yet?
I did watch the 45-minute training.
Good.
Yeah,
okay.
Watch that.
So that's your business funding training. So from there, do you have a service that you want to focus on?
Business funding.
Okay. So you've already got that. What I would say now is whoever enrolled you, I would do a private game plan with them.
I don't know who that is.
Well, which website did you click on? How did you join?
I joined through Craigslist.
Okay, Ellen Wynn's waving her hand. So great, you're working with Ellen.
Oh, okay, Ellen. I didn't know.
Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. Let me unmute you, Ellen, so that you can comment. Hang on one second. Can you raise your hand, Ellen? So you pop to the top of my, there you are. Okay, let's unmute. Maybe you two are on the same team. Ellen, do
Are
you
we?
know Thais?
Hey, yeah. Hey, Thais, welcome to the team. Yeah, you're part of my organization, and you've also got an email from me kind of going through those getting started steps. So take that welcome letter and then the email that I sent you, check it out because
I
it's
didn't get
kind
an
of a
email
go through.
I didn't get an email from you. I only have
Okay,
2
I'll
emails.
double check. You should have it, but it takes you through that getting started. Bob Amato is your enroller, and we'll get Bob to reach out to you. Okay.
Okay, Bob Lamata.
Amato, we'll
Amato.
get you guys connected. Okay.
Okay, cool beans.
Yeah, welcome to the team.
That would help.
All
I'm
right,
glad
Thais.
We
to
got
be
a
here.
great support line to help you do what you need to do to get plugged in.
I certainly do hope so. I'm usually never successful with these online and recruiting and
Well,
all
you know
that
what,
good
Thais?
stuff.
Here's the good news, Thais. You got a group of people here who you can tell by our compensation plan, we only earn income on a team when the team succeeds.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy anything here. You don't have to pay any fees. The only way Bob, Ellen, and everyone else is going to win is by helping you win. There's a sincere interest in helping you win. You got to do your part, but just the fact that you spoke up and asked for help means you're coachable. You're going to do your part. And I appreciate you being here. There's a training in the Agent Resource Center. And you know, you've got Ellen and Bob, great team you're working with there. So I would focus on what they teach in that welcome letter that they send you. One of the trainings I'm sure is going to be the Super Saturday training.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone I'm working with personally, I say go in and watch that Super Saturday training in the Agent Resource Center. Unless you're like, I need to start talking to business clients now, watch the business training and just market the business service, or watch the healthcare and start marketing healthcare. But as soon as you can, watch that 5-hour training because that's the complete system.
Well, I'm actually studying for my life and health license right now, so it kind of
Awesome.
All right. Well, you got a great leader in Ellen and Bob and Harlequin. So plug in with them, Thais.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you. Welcome and glad
Ellen,
you're here.
Thank you.
Roberta, let's unmute Roberta. Roberta, what question do you have or what comments do you have?
I'm just getting started and going over the information, but this week I listened to Kelsey's talk on the nonprofits for the payment processing, and she mentioned a couple of features. I'd just like to understand them, not in detail, but just a little bit. And the one was the text messaging. Is that they send a text and then there will be a link so they can pay online for their donations? And the second question, is that how that works?
Yes, absolutely. They can text in their donations, and you can even text, once you have the organization signing up, the churches can communicate back with the customers too.
Okay, great. And the second question is they talk something about having a kiosk for check-in, and I wondered what that was because one of the churches I work with has a daycare in there, and so that might be something that would be.
I heard the kiosks for, but I didn't hear the.
Oh, I said because one of the churches I work with has a daycare that is in there, and that might be something they could use because of the security. So I was just curious what the kiosk check-in was.
I don't have an answer for you on that. What I would encourage you to do is on that Facebook post where you saw it, just write Kelsey a little message right there or email support@davidallencapital.com and ask her for clarification, and she'll jump right on top of that.
Okay, thank you so
All right.
much.
Sorry that I don't know that answer, Roberta, but I'll be finding it out.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got a few more hands up. Let's go to, I see Sharon. I'm going to go to Sharon first because she's part of agent support. She might have something to add that I didn't know. I'm trying to, there you go. This is my mother, Sharon Rudd. Sharon, what have you got, Mom?
Well, Thais, you had talked to her a few minutes ago. She did email support and gave me a different email address to use. So I can email that to Ellen, and then Ellen will have it as well.
Thais, would you like that? Would you like Sharon to send that to Ellen? Yeah, why don't you, just because that way Ellen's got it and she can get it to, Ellen pulled the one from the organization, I'm sure.
Correct.
But you have a different
Exactly.
one. Okay.
Thank
I'll
you.
email it
That's
to
it?
you, Ellen.
That's it, Mom?
Yep.
I thought you were going to say I was amazing or something. I'm going to
Well,
mute you now. You're muted. I turned you off. You had your chance to brag, but you didn't. So I'm going to go. Ellen, you're still unmuted. You can brag again if you'd like. All right. Harlequin's got her hand up. Harlequin, you're unmuted. What have you got for us, Harlequin?
Hey, I just wanted to say, Thais, I'm Bob's sponsor. I have your phone number, so I'll give you a call whenever we finish. I noticed that you signed up at about 11 o'clock last night, and Bob has been on, I think, 2 or 3 training calls with new agents already this morning, and he's got about 4 or 5 more scheduled already. But I'll give you a call so that you know kind of what's going on.
Love it. Teamwork. Love
You're
it.
doing an awesome job. Okay?
Isn't it great to see the system working fabulous? You guys are doing awesome. Love it. All right. Let's go. We've got Thais, you got your hand up again. So let me go. Did I forget? Oh, yeah, you do. Yes. What do you got? You're unmuted.
Okay, I just wanted to say, Sharon, you said I sent you something from a different email?
Hang on.
email.
Huh?
Hang on, Sharon. Let me unmute
Okay.
you.
You said I sent you something from a different email?
You sent me something, an email saying you had just joined, but when trying to reply to any messages, to have retype the email.
That's just,
Yeah.
it's the same email address. That what it's saying is many, many, many years ago, my email was hacked. So I'm giving, that's just a standard text inside of all my emails stating that don't just reply to my email. You have to actually physically retype
Okay.
my email address
Interesting.
into the bar. Otherwise it transposes.
Okay,
That's all that's saying is just, you just have to retype my physical email address into the address bar each time. You just can't reply to me. But
Okay.
if you notice, if you hit reply, it adds an R somewhere.
Okay.
It'll add a letter. For some
Got it.
reason.
Okay.
Thank you, Thais.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. You missed your chance again. Goodness. I thought my mom had my back, Harlequin. Okay. Ellen's got her. Ellen still has her hand up. So let me go with Ellen, and then we got 2 more. Go ahead, Ellen. What have you got?
Hey, one thing you asked about input on our presentation.
Yes.
I would love to see us have a better way of incorporating DAC and longevity. I've had different people that get that welcome email and they're confused. So I've been explaining it as if we're partner companies, but we're all in the same warehouse under the longevity roof. And it's like we have different sections. When you're shopping in a warehouse, you've got your produce department, you've got your clothing department, etc. And instead of like a lot of different, we got other network marketing companies that are doing CBD oils, or they're doing the essential oils, etc. And those are all separate companies. So instead of having a separate store and a separate cash register over in another building with the longevity brand, everything's under one warehouse, and you got one cash register that everything goes through, right, as they're checking out. But they can go to those different departments and market and so on. I know mine's probably not the clarification, but if you could come up with something that brings it under that one roof a little bit better, so it's not like we're 2 separate companies. I even see that when the longevity folks come over to DAC, it's confusing for them as well. So
Yeah.
I think if we could marry that a little bit better in the presentation, we would see more of those product sales and volume going through our group as well. Just thought.
No, I agree. And so we're thinking about even having an alternative presentation where it's more of a hybrid presentation where we talk more about the consumer services and the residual plan and mention longevity with the whole General Motors philosophy. You know, you've got Cadillac and you've got Chevrolet and you've got Buick, and they're all part of General Motors, but the Cadillac folks are Cadillac and the Buick folks are Buick, and you know, it's the same thing, but they're all GM and they can get a discount on any GM vehicle. So yeah, Ellen, we're going to continue to explore that. It's part of the Trailblazer Zoom meetings that we need to start having, is to explore these type things, because there's risk to doing that, because the confusion goes up as much as it takes away the confusion of the people knowing those two things, some people don't even know and will never know about longevity, and they're doing very well at DAC, and they don't even want to look at their longevity stuff. But we agree with you. I agree with you, and we'll find a way to do that in a efficient manner. Okay. Let's see. Matthew's got his hand up, and Blendy. Let's go to Blendy first, and then we'll go to Matthew last, and we'll be done. Blendy, what do you need, or what question have you got, or what comment have you got?
Well, I have a question. I would like to know, is it all right for the government to get in on what we're doing?
Is it all right for the government to get in on what we're doing? You mean for the government to market our loans?
Right.
The government is got different types of loans, right? They do bank loans that they guarantee. So no, we're not affiliated with them in any way, unfortunately, or fortunately for that matter, because we're efficient, we're nimble, and we're supporting businesses in a way that they can't. But so unfortunately, it's two separate entities. We're a private entity. We're not a government entity. But they are backing business loans, and hopefully they'll back even more. But they won't be backing any of ours.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thanks for asking, though. All right, let's go with Matthew. Matthew will be our last speaker today, and then I'll wrap us up.
All right.
What comments have you got, my friend?
All right. Well,
Yeah,
guess what?
sunshine.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful down here and sunny, dry. It's like Alabama here, where the sky's always blue, right? Sweet home Alabama. It's
I'm looking
beautiful.
Out at snow right now. It's snowing here, Matthew.
Yeah.
It's in the north snow.
Not missing it, man. I shoveled snow my whole life in the Northeast. Can you imagine, New Jersey? My back does not miss that.
Yeah.
Right now. So, guys, no, I really appreciate being part of this group. You see all the success stories, Ellen's group and Harlequin's group with Bob. And I'm glad that works. That particular Craigslist ad that Bob's using, I felt, it worked for me. I went on a recruiting blitz back year and a half ago when I had felt it was appropriate to do so. And I formulated from what you had said, certain phrases, certain things, not enticements, but transparency. And the young lady who's now a new agent, she responded to the kind of people you want to have in the organization. It's a sorting kind of an ad. It's not enticing, but it's sorting and identifying the people we want to have with us, service oriented people who want to help others and don't have a problem making money at the same time. So that Craigslist ad, perhaps I'd be happy to make it available to everybody. It seems to be working for that group, and I'm happy to share. I'm also happy to do the presentations, David, if you'd like. I'm in. I'll be happy to do the recruiting, give you a rest, man. You're like overtiming it. The other last thing I want to just say, the connection thing. I'm here, but I'm connected. So stay connected. It's hard for me to stay connected with my family, right? I've got 7 siblings, right? And I'm the baby, right? I'm the youngest, and calling mom. She's 97 years old in a nursing home or in an assisted living place right now, and she's fine, but she's stuck in a room, So connecting, stay connected with your team. That was the last thing I want to say, real quick. What Ellen? And by the way, Mrs. Rutz, I'm sorry I haven't called you. Forgive me. At least I'm glad to see your face this time, and you're not an alien, a green alien. But I will call you. Be happy to give you a little, staying connected with people that I've not connected with. I feel terrible. But the most important thing is that team, Taproot. Yeah, connecting with them is so important. And I'm doing it today. And I found myself today calling some agents that, I try to communicate with. And today I got them on the phone and they were very receptive. So Ellen, you're absolutely correct. Get in there and just let them know that you're here, and they are definitely receptive to getting back on board. So let's have a great one.
All right. Thank you, Matthew. Love the comments. Appreciate the offer to help. I knew I could count on you, and I knew you'd be willing to do presentations. Maybe you can take that Craigslist ad you're using and post it on to the Facebook wall. And that way everyone can see it as they come along. And I know that Facebook advertising does work. It does create a lot of new agents, and you certainly want to make sure you're coaching them correctly. And of course, we're not just in the agent recruiting business, right? In the end, the reason we recruit more agents is to touch more business owners and to have pockets of help and pockets of lights. It's like every agent's a candle. and more people can bring light to more areas, and we can keep lighting candles. And it's much like at an Easter service, if you ever been in a church where they turn all the lights off and they have one candle and everyone's got a candle unlit and they just connect. And before long, the whole place is bright. And we can do that. We can be brightness. DAC can be the brightness for business capital that right now businesses need. So keep connecting with others. But in the end, if we're not connecting with business owners, then we're an unlit candle. So be a lit candle. You don't put a lampstand in the cupboard. You put it up on a mountain for everyone to see, right? So let's light those candles. Let's be out there and let's connect. I appreciate you all. God bless you all. Have a great, great day. And we'll be on at 1 o'clock for a new presentation if you have any new agents who want to watch it. Take care, everybody.